Have you ever wondered how small changes can change your entire life? Today we will explore the power of small habits through the Stoic philosophy, a journey of change that starts with small things, leading to big things. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the idea that, just by improving 1% every day, you could be 37 times better than you are right now by the end of the year. At first, that seems like such a small shift, doesn't it? But here's the secret. That tiny adjustment is what separates success from quiet failure. Think about it. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher and emperor, once wrote, "Be patient. No one becomes great overnight. The greatest journey begins with the smallest steps." Those small steps, those tiny habits, they're not just actions. They are evidence of who you're becoming. Each moment, each small choice, whispers to the universe that you're becoming the person you've always wanted to be. It's in the mornings when you choose to show up. It's in the quiet moments of discipline when no one else is watching. Because that 1%? It's cumulative. Day by day it builds, strengthens, and transforms. It's a quiet force working within you, guiding you toward the person you're meant to become. So ask yourself, what small step will you take today to become 1% better? That's all it takes. And 1 year from now, you'll look back and see a version of yourself so much further along than you ever imagined. Many people set goals like, I want success. I want happiness. But here's the truth, goals are just the result. The real power lies in the system. You see, stoicism teaches us to control what we can and to let go of what we can't. It's not about obsessing over outcomes but about mastering the process. This is exactly what James Clear highlights in Atomic Habits. Don't focus on gaining 10 kilograms of muscle. Focus on the system, your daily workouts. Don't fixate on reading 50 books. Build the habit of reading 10 minutes every night. It's simple yet profound. Success isn't something you chase. It's the natural byproduct of a well-crafted system. The small, daily actions you take consistently with discipline eventually lead to massive results. So, if you want to be successful, don't obsess over the destination. Shift your focus to the journey. Design a system that aligns with your values, and watch how the results start to follow. Success is not a sprint, it's a slow, steady climb. Each step matters. Each small habit compounds. And when you least expect it, you'll realize you've become the person you set out to be, all because you focused on the process, not the prize. Every habit follows a loop: cue, craving, response, reward. But here's where the magic lies. The Stoics understood something fundamental. While we can't control the cues that come from the world around us, how we respond, that's entirely up to us. Desires will rise, emotions will stir, but it's our choice how we react. Stoics didn't let themselves be slaves to their feelings. They didn't act impulsively or out of emotion. Instead, they observed their thoughts, stepped back, and chose their response carefully. In those moments when the craving hits, they didn't simply follow the loop. They broke it. They paused, reflected, and acted with intention. This is the essence of the Stoic practice. To master the inner world, to take control not just of what we do but how we do it. To be able to rise above the moment, no matter how strong the emotion or craving may be. So, when you face your own loops, remember, every habit you form isn't just a routine. It's an opportunity to train your character. To become stronger, wiser, more deliberate with each choice. And with every conscious action, you don't just build a habit. You build a life of resilience and mastery. Clarity is power. The Stoics knew this better than anyone. Marcus Aurelius lived by the simple but profound belief, I live for virtue. His purpose was clear, unwavering. And so should yours be. When you're trying to form a new habit, don't let it be something vague or abstract. Make it visible. Make it unavoidable. Here's the trick, stack your habits. For example, after I make my coffee, I'll meditate for 2 minutes. It's a simple chain, but it's one that can change your entire day. Next, design your environment. If you want to read more, leave the book right on your pillow. That way, it's staring you in the face every night, reminding you of your commitment. The key here is to make the right actions not just easy but obvious. The Stoics didn't leave things to chance. They were intentional about their actions and they created systems around their values. So, if you want to change, don't wait for motivation to strike. Create clarity. Set up your life so that the right actions are staring you in the face, ready to be seized. Because when you make the right thing the easiest thing to do, you won't just wish for success, you'll create it. What if the key to lasting change wasn't just about discipline, but about desire? In Atomic Habits, James Clear teaches us to bundle temptation. Pair what you want to do with what you need to do. But the Stoics understood something even deeper. True happiness isn't about material pleasure, it's about living in alignment with your highest values. Imagine this. You don't just make a habit of exercising because it's good for you. You do it because it feels like a celebration of your strength, your willpower, your commitment to growth. The act becomes a reward in itself. The Stoics didn't seek fleeting pleasures. Instead, they found joy in doing what was right, what was virtuous. They understood that the greatest satisfaction comes from living with integrity, from being true to who you are at your core. So, take a lesson from both Stoicism and Atomic Habits. Make your good habits feel like a treat. Pair your routine with something you truly enjoy. Whether it's the peaceful satisfaction of a morning meditation or the deep sense of accomplishment after a workout, make it feel like a reward for your mind, not just your body. When the habit itself becomes a joy, it no longer feels like a chore. It becomes part of your identity, something you look forward to, not just because you should, but because it nourishes both your soul and your future self. What if the secret to achieving greatness wasn't about doing big, heroic things, but about making small things easier? Epictetus once said, "You don't need to change the whole world. Just start with the small action right in front of you." It's a powerful reminder that change doesn't require perfection, it just requires progress. To build meaningful habits, reduce the friction. Make things easier. Take the 2-minute rule from Atomic Habits. Instead of forcing yourself to run 5 kilometers on day 1, just put on your shoes and step outside. That's it. The hardest part is often starting, and once you begin, momentum takes care of the rest. Success doesn't come from grand, one-time acts. It comes from those tiny, consistent steps, repeated day after day. When you make the smallest action as easy as possible, you lower the barrier to starting. And before you know it, those little actions add up, transforming into big results. Remember, the journey doesn't need to be difficult to be meaningful. The key is to make it simple, to start small, and to let the power of repetition lead you to success. We're all driven by rewards. It's part of who we are. But while most people chase external rewards, the Stoics knew that the most fulfilling reward comes from within. The Stoics' reward isn't fame, wealth, or validation. It's the deep satisfaction of knowing that they've lived with reason, with virtue, in alignment with their highest self. So, how do we cultivate that internal reward? It starts with tracking your habits. Keep a record of your actions, your progress. It doesn't need to be for anyone else. It's a quiet conversation with yourself, proof that you're moving in the right direction. Celebrate the small wins. Maybe it's sticking to your morning routine or resisting a temptation you usually give into. These victories, though small, are the markers of a deeper transformation. But why celebrate? Not to show off, not to seek applause, but to remind yourself, you're on the right path. Each small step, each moment of self-discipline, is a sign that you are living according to your values. In a world that constantly pushes us for more, remember, true satisfaction comes not from external applause, but from knowing you've stayed true to yourself. Celebrate that feeling. It's the reward that truly lasts. What if the path to a meaningful life wasn't about grand sacrifices or extreme changes? What if it was about the small, daily commitments you make to yourself? Building a fitness routine, reading daily, cutting down on mindless scrolling, these are the habits that shape who we become. But the Stoics didn't need to retreat to mountaintops or abandon technology to live a virtuous life. You don't need to either. Start small. Just 10 minutes of quiet to sit and observe your mind, to disconnect from the noise and connect with your inner self. It's not about perfect meditation, just about being present, watching your thoughts without judgment. Every evening, write down 3 things you did well. Not to boast, but as a reminder that you're moving in the right direction. These little moments of reflection help you see progress, even when it feels slow. And every morning, choose one virtue to focus on, whether it's patience, courage, or kindness. Live that virtue fully, embody it throughout your day. The Stoic path isn't about perfection, but consistency. It's about showing up, even for the smallest actions, and letting those moments build the life you want. So ask yourself, what small step can you take today to live more intentionally? Because true change starts with just one decision made every day. What if you didn't have to be perfect? What if the key to greatness wasn't about doing everything right all at once, but about getting just a little bit better each day? You don't have to become the perfect person overnight. You just need to improve by 1% every day. The secret is in building a system, not just dreaming about goals. It's not about waiting for a burst of motivation or some magical moment. It's about taking small, intentional actions, even the tiniest ones, and repeating them. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Small actions, when repeated, shape the soul." It's those small, repeated efforts that make the difference. Every time you act in alignment with your values, no matter how minor it seems, you're planting a seed. And just like a seed, those actions grow. Over time they take root and you begin to transform. You don't need to wait for tomorrow, next week, or next year. Start today. Choose one small habit, one right action, one step forward. Because every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. The best version of yourself isn't waiting at the finish line. It's built one small decision at a time. Thanks for watching. If you find these habits useful, please share your thoughts below the video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next video. See you again.